Well, good morning. Happy Wellness Wednesday to you. You know, one of the things I'm going to start off with this morning is the reason to wake up earlier. So, on this beautiful Wellness Wednesday, as I was driving into work this morning, I had to pause and take a couple of videos of how beautiful the sunrise was. And I'm going to send that to my clients as I kick off their Wellness Wednesday. And if they're starting off in a bad mood, it's just the beauty that's out there that sometimes we take for granted and sometimes we miss altogether because we're sleeping in. It was so stunning. So if you missed that, maybe you look around on social media. I have a feeling I'm not the only one that took a picture or a video of that this morning. Well, good morning to you. I'm Monica Adams. The show is The Real Monica Adams Show. We're on multiple platforms for you. If you have not clicked that follow button, please do so. As I mentioned, there's a lot of you that may think that you've hit that already, and then you miss out on when we go live. Or maybe you're over on my personal page, and I can't interact with you on my personal page, unfortunately. Those don't go into our system, so I don't see those until after the show. Be sure you're following Monica Adams on Facebook or whatever your favorite platform is. We're going to run through some weather news you can use. We'll get into some sports news as we run down the final 16 in the FIFA World Cup. Of course, U.S., as we mentioned the other day, losing to Belgium. Now, who will you root for? We'll also get into some St. Louis Cardinals news. And if you're a Mizzou football fan, they're releasing some special dates for their upcoming games that we're all getting ready for, right? Football season right around the corner, hockey season right around the corner as well. And then we're going to focus on our first responders and our military. Tunnels to Towers. Are you familiar with that organization? If not, we'll talk about them today. And we'll talk about one local business that's kicking off their giving season and helping out those with Tunnels to Towers. On this Wellness Wednesday, how's it going to feel out there? Is it going to be muggy? Is it going to be stuffy? Is it going to be hot? Let's find out. We'll start off for you with the weather. 89. So we're not even tipping 90 today, which is nice after almost 100-degree weather over a week ago. So today we're expecting just a slight, very slight afternoon spot storm. High of 89. The Cardinals are in action at Busch Stadium, by the way. So 73 for a low tonight. Tomorrow is a first alert day, according to our friends over at KMOV. A 40% chance of afternoon storms and a little warmer, a high of 93 down to the mid-70s tomorrow night. We get into the weekend, and Friday has a 70% chance of storms. So if you're making plans, you may not want them outdoors. 50% chance of storms on Saturday and a 20% chance on Sunday, with highs pretty much in the upper 80s. We will get into the 90s by the time we get to next week, but dry conditions at least for the first part of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then a slight chance on Thursday and Friday of next week of some rain. But again, 90s to even the mid-90s once we get to Wednesday. We will be talking about St. Louis City SC also starting things back up next Thursday after being out for a while with, of course, the FIFA World Cup going on. So that's a look for you at the weather. Now we get into our news you can use. British Airways, they're adding yet another nonstop flight from St. Louis to London. So if you're making plans, you want to head to London, well, here you go. The fifth nonstop flight between Lambert Airport and London will be operating next week. The airline has been doing direct flights 4 days a week over the past few months, and Lambert Airport officials say strong demand is why a fifth flight is being added. And I'm going to pause there for a second, by the way. Next Wednesday, I'm super excited. I had a chance to run into the Lambert Airport director at a party that was thrown a couple of weeks back. And I said, hey, you want to come on the show? Let's talk about the expansion. Let's talk about what's going on at Lambert. Let's talk about the amount of people that have been coming through Lambert Airport from the regards to the World Cup. So Rhonda Ham Newbriggy is going to be our guest coming up next Wednesday. So a week from today. Super excited. Start getting your questions ready for her. I know a lot of you probably want to know, where are we with regards to the expansion? And you go to other airports and you're wondering what things look like that might be coming to St. Louis. So we'll talk about all that for you a week from today. All right. This is not a list I wish we were on. These are the most stressed out cities in America, and you're going to find on that list, unfortunately, we do have St. Louis, Missouri. Detroit, Michigan is evidently the most stressed out city. And then it goes to Baltimore, Maryland, Cleveland, Ohio, Memphis, Tennessee, Shreveport, Louisiana. That rounds out the top 5. When we go from 6 to 10, Gulfport, Mississippi, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Jackson, Mississippi, Akron, Ohio, and then there we are, St. Louis, Missouri, making the top 10 list of most stressed out cities in America. What leads to that? Work stress, financial stress, family stress, health and safety issues. This is from Wallet Hub, by the way. They analyzed 182 cities across 39 metrics in 4 different categories. And again, St. Louis, Missouri making that list. All right, speaking of St. Louis, if you're a big fan of going to the Soulard Mardi Gras, I know it seems like, what? How far off is that? Well, another 6 to 7 months before we really get into the festivities. But here's what you can expect. The Soulard Mardi Gras will begin January 6th, and it will go until February 9th. I don't think a lot of people actually realize just how long it actually lasts because they're just looking for the Grand Parade. But there are so many things that lead up to the Grand Parade, which will be on February 6th. And this year, the theme is Mardi Gras around the world. So you'll see that in music, you'll see that in food, and many other things as far as like costumes, etc., that they have planned for Mardi Gras around the world. All right, we were talking about 90-degree, 100-degree weather. Sunscreen is paramount. We've had a lot of dermatologists on the show in the past. Now, this is something I've never thought of before because in my cabinet, yeah, I've got sunscreen, and whether it's sprays or lotions, oils that have probably been around for a while. Maybe today you need to check that cabinet. Did they expire? That's the question. How do we tell if that sunscreen still works? Well, here's some key takeaways for you. It typically remains effective for about 3 years from its manufacturing date, but proper storage plays a critical role in maintaining that SPF protection. Visual, sensory changes like separation, maybe if you pull them out today, is it clumping? Unusual smells or discoloration indicate sunscreen has degraded and should be discarded. Using expired sunscreen puts your skin at risk for sunburn, reduced UV protection and potential irritation or allergic reactions. Heat, direct sunlight, and contamination can accelerate the sunscreen breakdown well before the printed expiration date. So when in doubt, replace that bottle. A new sunscreen costs far less than treating sun damage. So this is a really good reminder from a health standpoint in our news you can use. All right, if you have friends or family that are in New York, this is a little scary, and I think this is a story that we're going to be following here for a little while. New York, a skyscraper may be on the brink of collapse. A 37-story skyscraper in the center of New York City. It's shifting right now, and it's at risk of collapse. The former headquarters of Pfizer's is in Midtown Manhattan, and its surrounding streets were evacuated yesterday amid fears that the building would fall and crush nearby buildings. Hundreds of police cars and ambulances were outside that collapse zone. A police official told the Telegraph there is a high chance that building could fall into the street. It is a tilted glass building that's been secured by temporary ropes, being converted into 1,600 apartments with an additional 4 floors added to the tallest section and 19 floors added to the neighboring tower. City officials, firefighters, TV crews, and tourists evacuated from the hotels nearby watched that scene behind the police barriers. Structural columns on the 17th and the 21st floors are reported to have buckled, threatening the entire building's stability. They're saying this is a very serious situation that we're going to keep an eye on, and I have a feeling this is not the last time you're going to hear about this story. All right, we got a couple of 7-Eleven stories for you. One, because July 11th, 7-Eleven is coming up. And then also, this is an interesting one, why 7-Eleven is suing Nike over shoes? Yeah, the color scheme and the release date of the new Nike Air Max 95 Big Bubble Sport Green and Safety Orange are the subject of a trademark infringement lawsuit that 7-Eleven brought against the sneaker supplier last week. That suit is alleging that Nike is piggybacking off the convenience chain's brand by using the orange, the green, and the red stripe pattern, or the tricolor mark, that already appears on 7-Eleven storefronts and their apparel. 7-Eleven cited actual collaborations it did with other footwear and athletic brands such as Crocs and DGK, while claiming Nike was attempting to knowingly, willingly, intentionally, and maliciously tricking consumers into believing that these sneakers were officially associated with 7-Eleven, and they are not. Well, Slurpee Day is right around the corner at 7-Eleven, and it made me actually think how we kicked things off with our mobile Monicas. It was kind of with this. We did this, and then we went and ran around and did the National Pretzel Day, and then we went to the City Museum. We did a bunch of stuff before we officially started Mobile Monica's. So this one made me smile this morning. Slurpee Day at 7-Eleven, fast approaching. If you are a lover of Slurpee, 7-Eleven's Slurpee Day is, of course, coming up on July 11th. And this year, the company is going all out to celebrate because it's the iconic beverage's 60th anniversary. The gas station retailer is continuing its annual tradition. They'll, of course, give you a free small Slurpee at participating 7-Eleven, Stripes, and Speedway stores on July 11th. I did not realize that they had landed in 7-Eleven stores in 1966, the Slurpee drink. To help celebrate, 7-Eleven is providing a special Slurpee date experience for couples for their diamond anniversary. They're inviting you to bring that same playful spirit to date night with the first Slurpee date, a fun, low-pressure way to ditch over-planned dates for something a little more Slurpeous. According to the press release, select 7-Eleven and Speedway stores will have a photo op bench where couples can pose for an on-site photographer. Attendees at these stores can also get limited edition bedazzled Slurpee S double straws. They're also releasing a new Slurpee beverage flavor to mark the anniversary. The limited edition Mountain Dew Confetti Chili Slurpee drink is described as having a bright citrus flavor with notes of vanilla, icing, similar to a lemon birthday cake. It will be available in 7-Eleven, Stripes, and Speedway stores until August 29th. And again, I know they always say select stores, so don't get upset if you go to a 7-Eleven and it's not at your particular one. But good luck with that. Have fun with that coming up on July 11th. All right, this isn't a good score for the Cardinals, at least. Milwaukee's happy about it. 10-2, the Cardinals losing yesterday. It's a game time tonight of 6:45 first pitch as the Brewers are still in town taking on the Cardinals for the next couple of nights. Okay, Mizzou football fans, 57 days now, because they posted this yesterday, 57 days till kickoff. But who's counting? Don't forget, get 4 tickets for only $80 to the kickoff in Columbia, Missouri. Their home openers coming up on September 3rd. And they announced some game themes, as you can see. The kickoff September 3rd. Then on the 19th, it's Memorial Stadium's 100th anniversary game. They'll be playing against Troy. October 3rd is homecoming against Florida, and they ask you to wear gold that day. If you are going to the October 10th game, they're playing Texas A&M. November 7th is against Texas, and that's Stripe Out Day. The 21st versus Kentucky is Military Appreciation, and I love that. They're asking you to wear black. And then on November 28th versus Oklahoma, it is Senior Day. So I'm getting excited. We're actually talking about the possibility of going to that homecoming game on our anniversary on October 3rd as they play the Florida Gators. Never been to a homecoming game. I didn't get a chance to go when I was there, unfortunately, so I think this one would be a fun one. All right, obviously USA out, but if you are still following along, here is the rundown of the schedule for the FIFA World Cup and the round of 16. Yesterday, Argentina, did you watch that game or any of it? I tell you what, Messi is just truly amazing. 3-2, Argentina beat Egypt, and it was a nail-biter all the way down to the final minute. Switzerland and Colombia went to penalty kicks, Switzerland winning 4-3. So now the quarterfinals on tap. France and Morocco, Spain and Belgium are still in it as they have a game on Friday. Getting into this weekend, Norway against England. Argentina will play Switzerland on Saturday. And then the semifinals will be coming up Tuesday and Wednesday. The third place playoff is on Saturday, and the final game at 2 o'clock in the afternoon will be on Sunday, July 19th. And again, I'd love to know if you are all still soccer fans and if you're actually still watching, or if you're just mad because the U.S. is out. Otherwise, who's your team? Who will you be rooting for? All right, National Day of Calendar, and we've got a handful of things for you today. National Freezer Pop Day, National Chocolate with Almonds Day, it is Scud Day, and also National Raspberry Day. And then if you're looking for something to put in your salad, grab a cucumber because it is National Cucumber Salad Day. There you go. First 15 minutes of the show, and you're all caught up. For those of you that are signing on, good morning to you. I hope you're having a great start to your day. Who's up and at 'em already this morning? Let's see. Kathleen, Linda, Karen already talking. Bernie said it was a beautiful sunrise. There you go. See, I told you. I was out walking before it got too hot today. Stephanie, good morning to you. Francesco, oh my gosh, are you in Italy right now? Buongiorno. Best regards from Italy. Oh my gosh, it is so good to see you on. Joe Joe, good morning. Scott, I love the term mobile Monica. Clever. Good morning to you as well. Sean, good morning. I'm going on vacation this morning, going to a country concert in Fort Laramie, Ohio. I love it. Let's see. Rose, you should be getting a kickback from 7-Eleven. I used to say that, Rose, by the way. When we were in television, we would have all these things with all these different restaurants, and I would go, God, they should be paying us. These are free commercials. I agree with you. Rose, give me some money. Linda said, I will be rooting on for France. Got to support my daughter-in-law's country. Mbappe, right? Okay, keep it going. Keep those comments coming in. I love to interact with you. And I tell you what, if there is a first responder in your family, can you tell me their name? Let's give them a shout out. Our heroes. I don't care if they're military, if they are first responders, police, firefighters, etc. Tunnels to Towers, an amazing organization. If you don't know about them, we're going to give you all the information, and we're going to tell you about how spas and more and master spas are getting involved as they kick off their giving season. Angi Hess coming into the studio next.
Hi, I'm Frank Silla, Chairman and CEO of the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. I'd like to start by thanking the President of Master Spa, Kevin Richards, for all your great leadership and your devotion, not just to your company, but to our great heroes across our country. I'd also like to thank all the Master Spa dealerships and, of course, the Master Spa Cares team. Can't thank you enough for what you're doing. You know, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, we made a promise to take care of every first responder in America who dies in a line of duty that leaves a young family behind. We're going to pay off their mortgages. We promised that we're going to take care of every Gold Star family whose loved one gave their life for our country and leaves behind a young family. We're going to build them a home if they don't have it, and if they do have one, we're going to pay off their mortgage. And we made a promise many years ago that we're going to take care of every catastrophically injured service member and first responder. If you give your body for our country or our community, we're going to make sure you get a mortgage-free smart home. And last but not least, we made a promise that we are going to eradicate homelessness amongst our veterans. In the last couple of years, we've had over 20,000 homeless veterans off the street. And next year for 2026, and I know you guys have a big goal to raise at least $250,000, and I appreciate that we are going to take another 10,000 homeless vets off the street in 2026. I can't believe in 2026, the anniversary of 9/11 will be 25 years since I lost my brother, Stephen Silla, a firefighter who ran through the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel with 60 pounds of gear on his back and gave up his life while saving others. The work we're doing is important. St. Francis of Assisi said, brothers and sisters, while we have time, let us do good. You are doing good. We are doing good because you have joined us on this mission. Thank you, and God bless you.
Yeah, cannot believe it's been 25 years either, sir. I mean, it's amazing. And when we look back at 9/11 and how many levels of families that were impacted, how many friends, we all say, where were you on 9/11? Go ahead and drop a comment in right now. I was at WIL Radio and covering that story and localizing it with so many of our own first responders and our government and politicians and the community all speaking out. Everybody's so scared of what happened that day. Have we recovered? Are we still in fear as a world, as a community? I hope not. I hope we see that these heroes, as he's talking about on the front lines, are there. They've stepped up their game even more as they protect us. What an amazing organization. And I love our local friend here that is doing their part, and we will be able to do that along with them. You know her, you love her. Angi Hess is back with us. Angi Hess with Spas and More in Sunset Hills, on right there off of Gravois Road. If you haven't been in yet, walk through that showroom. You'll love it. Make them a part of your life. We will be, by the way. We'll talk about that coming up in just a couple of weeks. We actually came up with an idea yesterday that I'll tell you here in just a second. Angi, good to see you again.
Good morning. How are you?
Wonderful. Now, you've been involved with Tunnels to Towers for how long now?
So Master Spa has been a supporter for Tunnel to Towers for several years now. It's part of their Master Spa Cares program, and every dealer makes a donation to Master Spa Cares based on their preference. For us, for the last 5 years at least for the Master Spa Cares program, we donate $100 per swim spa that we sell throughout the course of the year.
And you told me in all the different shows you've been at over this last year that a lot of the things that have been moving have been those swim spas.
Yes, they have. So that's very, very popular. So last year alone, we sold, I believe, 275 swim spas.
Wow.
So we donated $100 per swim spa for the Master Spa Cares program, and part of that money supports Tunnel to Towers.
Fantastic. Again, so many people will say, who is the benefiting aspect of that? It's just like any kind of local or national organization. It's always that trickle effect of what takes place. So sometimes people will say that, because I remember when I was in radio, and they used to say, well, why are we giving to St. Jude? Because of what is learned there that is then impacted all over the world. It's the same thing with this. Tunnels to Towers, we have our own brothers and sisters in military and in law enforcement that were impacted, or they had family members, as he said, my brother. And that is exactly what these police officers and firefighters and military feel, no matter who it is and how they're impacted. So this is how you can give back. And then also, it's the wellness component that you're bringing into your life. It's a win-win, isn't it?
It is, very much so. I was so happy to see when Master Spas launched their Summer of Giving campaign with Tunnels to Towers, and it being the Freedom and Wellness event, which started July 1st and it runs through September 30th. Okay. So with that, instead of the typical $1,000 off swim spa coupon and $500 off hot tub coupon, they've actually doubled them for the summer. So it's a $2,000 off swim spas and $1,000 off hot tubs. And this is from Master Spa. So this is the first kind of discount there beyond anything else that we get as being a dealer. Now, with this sale going on from July 1st to September 30th, we have pledged a donation of $75 per hot tub and $200 per swim spa that we ship during this time frame and sell. And that will be going to Master Spa to help them reach their goal of $250,000 to raise for Master Spa's company and dealers alike. Last year, when we supported St. Jude, we would raise well over $300,000. So it's definitely something where Master Spa's family comes together to support their own, especially being an American company, American-made in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and the veterans that we have in our staff. We even have one of our salespeople who is a Marine veteran with a Purple Heart.
Semper Fi. For you. Thank you, sir. Is it sir or sir?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for that. And I mentioned earlier, if you want to give a shout out to someone within your family, maybe it's one of your kids that just went off into the service, which I know is always a scary time, but then we have to thank them. So if you want to drop in a comment, I of course thank my father that's on set. He served in the Army. My brother as well. My uncle. So many levels of people, and those are our heroes. And this is our way to protect them and to give back to them as well. So do you have a goal in mind of what you're hoping for by the time September 30th comes around?
I would like to hopefully meet what we did for St. Jude last year just as a company. And we did, just for our portion, we did about $19,000.
Wow.
For St. Jude last year. It'd be great to hit 20. And then the nice thing too is this also goes hand in hand with our support of the Kauffman Fund, because here we are still continuing to help veterans. The Kauffman Fund is very much a local level. This is more, this helps local and nationally. So it's a wonderful thing to be able to do all these things with a company like Master Spas.
Absolutely, and I love that. When you walk into the showroom, by the way, and there's a lot of video that I've taken over the last several months, and the one thing that I really zoomed in on was Made in the USA, which we're so very proud of. We're not proud of the U.S. soccer team right now.
You win, you lose, it happens. It is what it is sometimes.
You win, you lose. Sometimes you end up not showing up, is what everybody kept saying. Were they even there? But yes, so Master Spas, which again, this is something they're very proud of, they are made in the USA. And you'll see that proudly in the showroom, the hot tub and swim spa manufacturer. That's all the products, by the way, once you have it. So you will see us a ton coming in. Oh, we need it, because you need to play your part and then take care of it. There it is, that proud flag on the wall. So whether it is a hot tub or it's a swim spa, maybe it's the sweaty goat or it is the chilly goat, because again, a lot of people like to do that contrast therapy, and you recommend the sauna and the cold plunge. Which way do you recommend doing that? Is the sauna first and then the cold plunge, or the other way around? That's that way?
It's really depending on what you're wanting to achieve. So if you're wanting to kind of do a detox, you want to start with a sauna first.
Okay.
But if you're wanting to do like a kind of jumpstart your day, the cold plunge is always the first way to go.
And so really just
kind
please give me something warm after that.
So it really just depends, but most of the time it's going to be the cold plunge first and then the sauna, and then you usually try to run it in 3 continual sessions. Each time, like the first time would be like 5 minutes and 10 minutes, and then you kind of incrementally move it up and down depending on what your needs are and how you're feeling. For me, I can handle the cold better than I can handle the heat.
Really?
So, yeah.
And so that cold plunge, by the way, and if you're just tuning in, once again, we're talking with Angi Hess with Spas and More in the Sunset Hills area. You also have one in Overland Park. Your daughter runs that one, right?
Yes, she does.
Okay, so if you know anybody there around the Overland Park, Kansas area, have them run in there as well, because you're supporting this family. For those that are thinking of first introducing themselves to the cold plunge, okay, because I haven't done it. Even though I say that, if I think of it, though, back when I was an athlete, they put us in an ice bath. So it would be the similar aspect of it all. When people are first starting, how long do they normally last?
30 seconds to a minute. I will say I do never, ever, look at what I do and say, oh, that's what I have to do, because my first time was 5 minutes at 40 degrees. So I don't.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Wow, she's a pro here.
So most people will start at about 60 degrees. Even Michael Phelps started like 62-ish when he was, originally starting his whole journey with the cold plunge, and then you work your way down.
So look, he's not the real goat, Angie is. She's like, 62, come on, I got 40. All right, so in the 60s and then dropping. But do you stay in the 60s and go longer before you drop temperature-wise, or are you starting to drop temperature-wise and then try to do more longer in there?
So you want to be able to sit at least a minute to anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes to get any kind of true benefits. Most people, like I said, starting out, they're in their 30 seconds and they're just like, no, I can't handle it. The problem is once you pass that, it's not a problem, but when you get to the 30-second threshold, if you wait just a few more seconds, your body will actually relax into the water. So if you can get past that 30-second barrier, then you're actually going to be good for at least a minute to 2 minutes.
And let's talk about, you just mentioned the benefits, because there's a lot of people that have thought, why are so many people doing this? What are the benefits of cold plunging?
Oh, the first obvious one is reduction in inflammation, because cold is going to reduce swelling, and it's going to help, bring the inflammation in joints and everything down. Also helps with mood enhancement, because the cold plunge actually helps stimulate your endorphins. It gives you kind of like a little mental health boost with some energy. It helps lower your cortisol level by stimulating the vagus nerve. So it actually is a stress release. And then also it can help convert your brown fat, which is bad fat, into white fat, which is fat that can be burned. So it actually helps that conversion, so that you're actually going to be able to burn fat in the process, in your exercise and everything after that cold plunge.
So it's speeding up our metabolism? So I've heard about that when people talk about the way they end their showers in the morning. Is it the same kind of situation about the brown fat conversion to white fat?
It's very similar to that. When you're like ending your shower with a cold jolt, that's actually giving you your endorphin push.
Okay.
So I always think of that when people talk about being like how it helps your mental health. I always think of Elle Woods, Illegally Blonde, and she's like, well, she can't. She exercises because endorphins make you happy.
Exactly.
And, so it's always been a thing that sticks to me because it does actually help you change. It does give you a mood shift.
Well, that's probably why a lot of people will want to start their day that way because, again, you're trying to set your mind straight. There are many things that will happen throughout the day, but this at least is a reset from the day before. And my clients know this is in our 90-day challenge, this particular middle part is all about the detox. Many levels of things, detoxing from stress, detoxing from toxic relationships, maybe bad food or alcohol or all these things. So it might be something that you want to think about. Now, I've been in and I've looked at your cold plunges and your saunas, et cetera, et cetera. There are cold plunges that you have that are blow up.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes, so we have what's called the Chili Goat Go. It is a portable...
Chili Goat Go.
It's a portable, inflatable cold plunge that you it comes with a backpack. It comes with its own air pump, so you can take it camping, RVing, at the lake with you. You just blow it up, add water, ice, and you can cold plunge for the weekend. It's got a lid and everything. But the nice thing about it, too, is if your space is confined, where you can't fit a full size, you can use that. And it also offers an external chiller heater system that you can attach to it to make it more to where you're not adding to ice. So it actually has an external unit you can attach that will keep it cold and will filter the water, but it also can increase the temperature of it as well.
Fascinating. And again, when she said it had a backpack, I'm like, oh my God, I can see so many people. This is perfect for them. They don't want to give up on their daily routine. So they're going camping, on the road, whatever, and then you can just take this thing with you. What does that run approximately?
It is actually about $995.
Oh, there you go. Because if they're not getting the Chili Goat Go, what are the Chili Goats run? What are their ranges?
They start out at about $6,995 for one of our single person units, and then you have the dual contrast, which you have the hot and cold side by side in one unit, and that's $14,995.
Okay, so the Chili Goat Go might be something that you all want to be thinking about. Again, this is so part of your overall wellness. And again, we've stressed this from day one since we partnered up with Spas and More. She knew that I knew that the whole business of what she's involved in is not about a luxury component. I know a lot of you might be going, well, I don't know if I can afford that. That's why they have so many different things for you. Again, the Chili Goat Go might be more for you as opposed to saying, oh, I don't know if I can do $7,000 or $14,000, etc. There it is, by the way. Thank you, Zach. Chili Goat Go. Go cold. Love, is that live bold?
Live bold.
Live bold. And love it too. All right. So if that's something you're interested in, they have that for you at Spas and More. Again, let me give you the address. If you have not been in yet, and they're open Monday through Saturday, they are closed on Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the Sunset Hills area. So if you have not been in yet, 12957 Gravois Road. Again, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. the open showroom hours. Go to spasandmorestl.com or at Spas and More STL on social media. Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk about what are some simple ways that people watching can get involved in making an impact, again, for the giving season that is being kicked off. So it just kicked off July 1st through September 30th, how you can continue to help these incredible heroes that are out there for us. That's the least that we can do for all that they do for us. And we'll get an update on the clock ticking away because some people have been asking me. In fact, we came up with an idea yesterday on the day that it gets delivered, and we'll talk about all of that when we return.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
Spas and more. Again, Wellness Wednesday. And on this, we are talking about many levels of what they can do for you. But again, I love the connection to tunnels to towers. Again, how can you get involved and why is it so important for businesses as well as just us, day-to-day humans, but also corporations and businesses? I want you to hear about this as well as we recognize our military and our first responders. What inspired Spas and More and Master Spas to create this giving season kickoff?
We started it a couple years ago, I believe. So let me go back a little bit. Master Spas Cares actually developed out of working with the NAS project, and it was in Jamaica, and that's where Master Spas just first started with their whole caring projects. And they were helping build a school for children in Jamaica, and then they found out that these children, that their biggest fear was the water, and that was how most children lost their lives, with drowning. So they actually put like a swim spa down there and had somebody who could teach swimming, and they supported these children in Jamaica for many, many years. And then that kind of took off into a development of what else can we do? And with the Twilight series, hot tubs, and we help support Lights for Lupus and the Vera Bradley Lupus Foundation. So they developed it into many, many things. So over the years, we've started these summers of giving with St. Jude. We've had with the Fox Foundation for Parkinson's. We've done the Tunnel to Towers. So we've had all of these things that we've gone. So it developed into this Master Spa Cares. We do show all the different organizations that we provide to. So our donations as dealers goes into the Master Spas Cares pot, and then Master Spas distributes amongst the charities that they're supporting.
Do you know how the charities get chosen?
I really don't, but because Master Spas is a faith, has very many people in faith that run the company. I mean, that's on their hearts as far as what they want to do and take care of and help. So
again, it's amazing. She first had told me about that when we first met, and I was like, oh, we definitely want to discuss that. I didn't know the background with Jamaica, though. How cool was that? Again, this is the giving spirit that we have in our world, and it's all too often that the news covers all the bad things. We on this show want to show this is existing, and you can be a part of it. So, do you know of businesses and stuff that might be having, because we do here at Adventure Unknown, which is on the other side of where our studios are, they have a gym here. They have a contrast therapy here as well. I think there's a lot of businesses that are kind of doing the same thing. They want to have more of a wellness component for their employees because they see the change in productivity. They see a change in mood. I think it's a smart thing to do. And you have people that will come in to work early and say, well, I'm going to get into the cold plunge or I'm going to get into a sauna. Do you work with a lot of businesses that do that?
We actually haven't. And I think that's one thing that hasn't really been publicized too much by ourself or Master Spa. But the saunas and the cold plunges do have a commercial warranty available, so it can be put into a commercial setting, as like at a spa, in a place of employment, at a gym, anything like that. I do have one of our customers who has like a little wellness facility down Festus Way, so she has a cold plunge in her facility. So it is definitely something that we can always talk to companies about and what they're looking for, but there is that commercial aspect that our hot tubs and our swim spas don't have, because our hot tubs and swim spas are specifically designed for residential use. Right. But these two items, the cold plunges and the saunas, do have that commercial ability.
Let's get going. Come on. I thought of that this morning, and I thought I'm going way back when I wanted to do different wellness talks for businesses. And I thought, hey, this would be really cool at the time. And now we see all these food trucks. But I'm going to go back, Angie, probably 25 plus years ago. I was like, what if we had a little cart set up at businesses? And so people would come in, and instead of grabbing something horrible out of a vending machine, we'd be right there all set up and make them fresh smoothies. And the idea came, and I ended up doing that in between commercial breaks for my coworkers at Channel 2. Oh. The boss came in one time and he goes, who's doing all the smoothies? I go, I am. I'm literally going on doing traffic reporting and then coming back doing this. And he goes, well, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And I'm like, okay, can we hire somebody to do this? So I'm like, it's a lot. But he saw a change in mood. He saw a change in productivity and the energy, and I loved it. But I was like, this is something, and I started thinking, this is something that I think businesses should be offering. I think more and more are getting it. They also have incentives for employees from a wellness component. But what do you think about that? If you've got the space, what do you think about having a cold plunge and maybe a sauna at your place of business? I'm just thinking, and I know the person who you can work with for this. Again, Angie and the team over at Spas and More. So we said we're going to give you an update. I've had people that have texted me. In fact, somebody wrote me yesterday and said, are you enjoying that hot tub? I'm like, it's not here yet. So they already think it's here. July 24th. And I checked with Angie yesterday. She's got it on the early morning delivery. We want to give a shout out to Kent and Amanda Joggerty with EcoPower STL. They're going to power us up and they're going to be doing the electric. How did the two of you all get a chance to start working together?
So we always, I really don't remember how we got the introduction. I believe it was a former electrician that we were working with, and they were leaving the business, and at that time it was just Kent and Amanda starting out. And they kind of made that introduction, and we kind of partnered and grew with them. And then they bought a hot tub from us, and then they got a cold plunge, and then they got a sauna. And I couldn't do get the swim spot in there because they got a pool, but it happens. But they have been absolute wonderful partners for us for so many years. The way that they treat their customers, the way that we treat our customers, and we always want to make sure that, number one, we are backing local small business, but we're backing those businesses that have the same focus that we do on customers.
Well, and Angie introduced me at the home show that was down in St. Louis City, and immediately just fell in love. They fell in love with my mom. I fell in love with their son, and I'm just like, I love everything about this family. I'm not going to say what, but can you just do me a favor and send some healing energy to Amanda right now with what something that she's going through, because we could always use extra prayers, right? So they are going to be there at 7 o'clock that morning, and they're going to get everything ready with the conduit, et cetera, so that the hot tub can just be placed on it, and then they're going to fire it up. So my idea was that we do the show live from the house that morning. If my connection cooperates, I think we need to get some different carrier. It's been frustrating because we've had some issues there.
Right.
So I was like, Jim, make sure that we have that in place so that we can do this. So my idea is to show what they're doing and then to show this delivery that takes place and how it all comes about. So that's happening on July 24th. And then you can guarantee I will be doing some segments from there, like she did. So she's done shows for us from the showroom inside of the cold plunge, which I loved. I remember that's probably one of my favorite days because you and I were talking, and then I was like, oh, she's regulating her breathing. I'm like, Angie, yes. Hold on, Monica. I need just a second here. What is the longest you've been in those?
7.5 minutes at 42 degrees.
7.5 at 42 degrees. But you've been doing this for how long now?
So I've actually only cold plunged about 4 times in total. I don't do it on a regular basis.
Drop the mic here. She really is the goat. Okay, but you said you can handle the cold more than a sauna. How long do you stay in a sauna?
Usually I can only handle the sauna at like higher temperatures for 4 minutes or so. I'm really not. Yep. The heat. It's funny because I can get super cold and be like freezing and have to have a heated blanket and all these things. But then the cold plunge is completely different, and I don't understand. It's one of those when you deal with chronic illnesses, it changes your body so much. You never know one thing can be perfectly fine one day, and the next day, like even wearing your clothes hurts your body. So I just kind of go with the flow, and whatever works for me. So if I can't sit in a sauna for more than a few minutes, then when I did the sauna talk with you, I was dying.
Have you come to us? Yes, you did. Yeah. You were rowing in the swim spa also.
Yep.
So the only thing we haven't been in is the hot tub,
no,
right?
we were.
Were you in the beginning?
I was in the hot tub on my birthday, on my 50th birthday.
Yes. So you've been in all of them.
Yep.
Okay, so now she and I just need to get inside of mine at home, and then we'll do a show in there together. So if you are just tuning in, and maybe you don't know the background, she has shared with us, which I love. And again, a lot of you might say, "Oh, I feel the exact same way. I didn't realize that could help for me." There are so many levels of this, all being in the wellness component. So fibromyalgia, mixed connective
Tissue disorder.
These are all things that she deals with, and then that is the reason why she makes sure that she uses these components to make her life better. If you didn't use these, would you just be in constant pain always?
I mean, I still am. So
This just gives you a little reprieve?
it gives me a little relief, yeah. And then I've coupled it with some things like chiropractic visits and acupuncture, and actually just visited Trish on Friday.
Yay!
So,
We're going to talk about Exist Stretch here in just a second.
Yeah.
So tell me how you felt afterwards.
I actually felt great, and I really haven't had, because I actually went in there more because I was having a hip and leg issue, and lower back pain, and I really haven't had that come back since Friday, which has been great. So as I'm looking to my next run of shows, which starting with the Lake of the Ozarks next weekend. I have 6 shows in a row, one from now until the end of August.
Every weekend?
Every weekend.
And explain to everybody, when you put on these shows, just how difficult it is on your body.
So, it's usually for me, I will get to the venue on, sometime like Thursday, and then the guys are doing our setup and everything. And then usually Friday morning I hit the ground running, and I'm usually doing 10 to 12 hours per day, Friday on my feet, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the show, and then, back to the office and, have to take care of everything afterwards.
When you take these shows on the road and your guys are setting up, about how many pieces? I guess it depends on the show. Some may be larger than others.
So we'll do anywhere from usually our smallest show is about 20 units, and then we can go up to like 40.
And you're putting water in these?
We fulfill at least a swim spa and 2 hot tubs so people can see them running and even come in and swim and do a wet test during the show.
That's what I love. I don't know if you all know that, but you can bring your swimsuit. Please have a swimsuit on. You can have a swimsuit, and you can go and you can try these out, which I didn't do. I probably should have done that, but I at least stepped into it, and that's when I was sold. Just like we talk about with Exist Stretch, you got to get on the table to experience it. You've heard me talk about it. You've all heard me talk about it, but until you actually get into it, you don't get it.
Right.
It's the same thing with the hot tubs and you can get inside the sauna. You can change the lights around, by the way. That changes mood inside of the
the chromotherapy lighting that's inside of the saunas gives you, each color helps a specific aspect of mood, whether it's trying to help curb depression, boost energy, relaxation. Each color has a different function for it.
And I think I see more and more of this at homes now, where in the past, we can go decades and decades ago, people would be like, oh, I'm getting an above ground pool. Oh, I'm getting an in-ground pool. Now I'm getting a swim spa. Now I'm going to get a hot tub. I'm going to get a sauna. I'm going to get a chili goat, or I'm going to get, cold plunges. You see more people as they are moving into a new home, or they're maybe doing new construction, that they're thinking of an entire wellness area, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Have you had people that have done all 4 of those from you?
I've done usually 2 or 3 or 3. We haven't done all 4 yet.
Come on. But somebody from our team.
We will. We are actually on Monday installing 3 for Blues alumni. So he actually got an outdoor sauna, which we do offer those. It's not one that we because infrared is the big ones that we sell, but we do offer an outdoor sauna if somebody's interested in like an outdoor traditional sauna, steam or a hybrid. We do have those available as well.
You have steam?
Yeah, we can do a steam on an outdoor.
I know this.
But steam is all, and that's where we've talked kind of before about the difference between an infrared and steam.
Yes.
And an infrared is going to be far better for health benefits than a steam sauna. But some people just like the steam because that's what they're used to.
Right. But the infrared ones, you would have to have, those are indoor.
So we do have some outdoor ones
Infrared
available.
also? Okay.
Just they're not Master Spa. They're with a different vendor, but we do offer them.
So if they have something like that outdoors, are they putting it under so it's not out in the elements?
No, it can be out in the elements and everything.
Interesting.
We have barrel saunas and things like that available.
You do? Oh my gosh. What? We have to do an entire. I went to a wellness show, a fitness show, probably, I don't know, 6, 7 months ago, and I had never seen one of the barrel ones. And I was like, what is this? I didn't know you had those, or you could get those.
No, we can get them. Mhm.
There's, folks, if you haven't seen them, they are so cool looking. How many people can fit in those?
They have saunas that'll fit up to 7 to 8 people.
Okay. It was really, really amazing. We were all working out at this fitness expo, and then all these people were getting into a cold plunge, and then some of them were walking, and they were walking up a ramp, and they had it set up, and they were getting inside of a barrel. I'm like, I wonder if they got that from you guys.
Maybe. I don't know.
I did not know. Okay, you have got to tell me about more things that evidently you have that I didn't know about. Bab said, great idea to show your spa set. I will look forward to watching the process. I know. I figured you all would enjoy this. Give me the hot sauna anytime. My body feels better in heat for my rheumatoid arthritis. Right. See, so there's so many levels of things that you all deal with. We talk about chronic pain on a regular basis, and you know about this, Angie. There are too many people that just think they just have to give into it. And that there's nothing that they can do to make themselves feel better. That is not the case. All these wonderful things are out there for you. Stephanie said, now I know why our pool is cold at the YMCA when you first get in. Thanks, Angie. Yes. So if you have not been in yet, one more time, it is... You can go and get a swim spa. For some of you, you think, I would love to have a pool, but I can't afford a pool. This would be a great opportunity for you to have something that would be similar to that and be able to keep yourself active all year round at Spas and More STL, spasandmorestl.com. So whether it's the swim spas, and again, if you tuned in late, the swim spas is what we're talking about with regards to helping out tunnels to towers, but also those saunas that you might want to incorporate in your home, or you want to incorporate maybe a hot tub, or maybe it is the cold plunges. I need to do the cold plunge with you one day.
Yep.
And see how long I can last. I did cryotherapy, and I thought my bones were going to break. It hurt my knees.
Yeah, I don't find that. I've found when I have done my cold plunges, I have actually been at like a peak of a flare. So that's why so staying in it was really beneficial. I'll tell you a little bit about my very first cold plunge. So it was right when we first got them, and we were in the middle of like 4 shows in a row. So by the time St. Charles had rolled around and we decided to run it there for people to see what they were, I was on day 34 in a row without any days off. So my body was flaring. It was yelling at me. My feet were swollen. My knees were swollen. I could barely walk. My hips were killing me. And I'm like, okay, guys, I'm going to try this out. And they're like, oh, you're going to get in and get right out. I said, tape me and time me. So I have the video still. And I got in, and I mean, it's like, I thought I was going to have asthma attack the very first time because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. But once you get the breathing under control, it's fine. And I was just sitting in there. 5 minutes came and went, and then I got out.
5 minutes? Dang.
And I'm doing this all sitting in front of my sales guys. So it's like, including my Marine. And he can't even stick his hand in that for, 10 seconds. So...
So, for someone that's first going to do it, and this is something that, again, I want you to just go in, ask any questions that we haven't asked for you yet. When you are doing it, I have always heard the whole component of the regulating the breathing. And probably sometimes, just like when you're working out with somebody, it maybe is good to have somebody coaching you because they'll probably help you stay in there longer. Do you agree with that?
Very much so. That's one thing that when we are instructing somebody who's interested in a cold plunge and they want to come in and try it, I'm always right there because, the box breathing is very important. And then just being able to focus on focusing on a face versus what's going on with your body helps you stay in there. When we did the health and wellness event here at AU last year, I brought 2 of the GOs, and it was filled with ice and water. And we were able to get people to sit down and calm down instead of just jumping in and jumping out because it was too cold. So it's very breathing centric to be able to lower your fight or flight response.
Do people do this on a daily basis? Mm-hmm. So once you've done it and it's habitual, do you each time you get in, does it get easier?
It does.
It does. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's challenge me to do this. I have a doctor that a long time ago was a little scared because I had a heart condition. So I want to go back and revisit that to make sure it's okay. Because again, I want you to check with your doctor, make sure that you don't have any issues. You also don't want to be staying in like the saunas longer than what they're asking you to do so. Again, remember to hydrate yourself and do all the things that you should be doing to make this work for you. But yeah, I've wanted to do it, but ever since, and do you know how different is it from like something that's like people do used to? I hear more cold plunges now than I do cryotherapy. It used to be everybody running to med spas to do cryotherapy. Are they somewhat similar, or do you know anything about cryotherapy?
I don't know enough about cryotherapy and that's always something that I'm going to be. It's like if I don't know it, I'm going to say I don't know it. I'm not going to pretend.
I agree. No, I agree.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it. The only thing that I am kind of aware of with cryotherapy, you're using like more like a dry ice liquid hydrogen or nitrogen type system, stuff like that. So I think that has more components on your skin, having an issue with, your skin versus actually just being submerged in water.
Which again, we're made up of water and we belong in water. Yeah, I don't know. The cryotherapy wasn't my favorite, but I know for some of you, and like I always tell you, you got to find what works for you. I would like to do the cold plunge. How about we have a Monica's Maniacs Day? We all go and do cold plunges. How many do you have that we can get in? We'll rotate.
I just have the one.
Okay.
But it's one of those, but we can also
fill up a goat.
We can boil up a goat and throw in some ice and water there too.
How about for our 1,000 celebration, we bring one of the goats and we all just try it?
That's perfect.
Okay, we'll make these plans. All right, Angie, one more time. For those that are tuning in late, you can always go back, you watch the rest of the show, and then watch this on replay. It is Spas and More and Tunnels to Towers teaming up. Let's get them $20,000 by the time this giving season wraps up. I think that would be amazing. So tell them one more time how they benefit. And there's many levels of benefiting here, by the way, the Tunnels to Towers and you as well.
So with the Freedom and Wellness sale, Master Spas is offering a double coupon based on, and so it's a $2,000 off swim spas and $1,000 off hot tubs. You don't have to have a coupon or anything. That's just something that's going to be an automatic thing with your purchase during our giving season. And then for every hot tub and swim spa that we ship during this time, we will be donating $75 per hot tub and $200 for swim spa. And this is on top of when we do our St. Charles shows, which we'll have another one in August, which will be a fundraiser for the Kaufman Fund, where we give $50 per hot tub sold and $100 per swim spa sold during those shows.
Again, giving, and you got to love that. Thank you for what you do, and thank you, Master Spas, again, for what you do as well. So here locally, it is Spas and More in the Sunset Hills area, 12957 Gravois Road, open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Go into the showroom, experience, again, the things that you've been maybe putting off and thinking about doing. I mentioned we were going to talk a little bit about our friends over at Exist Stretch. So you went to the one in Arnold?
Yep.
So they are inside of Exist Fitness, by the way, that one. And then they have the standalone that's in the St. Louis Hills area, which is on Hampton in the St. Louis Hills area. This is the look for you of the one inside of Exist Fitness. And Trisha, she's there on Fridays, for those of you that have been wondering. So Trisha will be back with us next week, by the way. I think we may have her on a Monday, or we may do the following Wednesday. But we've been talking about the benefits of stretching, and I love this idea of Exist Stretch and Spas and More hand in hand, because what they're doing together is what your body needs. So if you haven't been in, you have to do what Angie did, which is finally get on the table. I love the fact that you had hip issues and then it's been 5 days and you haven't felt that. For me, I need to get back in to do that, because it's probably been a few weeks, and that is not a good thing. I did tell Jim the other day, I'm like, my body is aching. I cannot wait for this hot tub to be here.
Right.
You know I will be in that every day. Somebody did ask me, and I've asked her before as well. They were like, you'll get in it when it's hot? And I said, I'll get in it because it's going to make me feel better.
Yes.
Then I'll jump in the pool. I'll do my own little back and forth.
There you go.
All right, folks. So if you haven't been into Exist Stretch, please go in there. If you haven't been into Spas and More, please go in there and support those that support us. I'm going to give you something, an opportunity to spin the wheel. I think we've said it enough. She and I know the date. First person that can drop in a comment right now and tell me the date the hot tub is being delivered, I'm going to let you spin the wheel. You might win one of our Be Kind candles. You might win one of our books that I was a part of, a collaboration. It's called It's About Time. So there are other things on there, which is also including the possibility of joining us on a Wet Your Whistle, which we will have this afternoon at Defiance Ridge, by the way. You could be a part of the show. There's many things on the wheel. You'll get to spin. It's kind of like you're on your own Wheel of Fortune. We're going to play that game coming up next. And the answer, again, you need to give me what is the date. You can start guessing if you want to. Oh, you already got it. Annette, congratulations. Okay, we're going to let you spin the wheel. We're going to take a break and we'll let you know what's coming up the rest of this week and our big mobile Monica that's on tap next week. Angie, thank you so much. Oh, actually, Angie, I'll let you pick. What devotional do you feel? Do we feel like we need a break from depression, anger, shame, overeating, or healing?
I think healing.
Healing, yes. The healing components of what we talked about today. Nope, it is July 24th. Christian, you would have been correct, but Annette was quick with the fingers. So we're going to spin the wheel with you when we return.
Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with the Real Monica Adams Show. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@therealmonicaadams.com.
Okay, we debuted this a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to start making it a regular part of the show. We keep adding some fun things. I actually always ask you, are there guests or are there new segments? Are there things that we haven't done in a while that you would like for us to do? Are there things you want more of, things you want less of? After all, this is your show you wake up for every morning. I thought, hey, let's let you win. And so we're starting a game. Let's play a game with you where we spin the wheel and you get a chance to win. So I asked, when is my Twilight series, and pay attention to these things too, because I might ask you this. When is my Twilight series 8.2? Yes. And she's like, get it right first, Monica. Twilight series 8.2. When is it coming to the house from Spas and More? It is July 24th. And so we have a winner in the fact that you get to spin the wheel. So first of all of you, thanks for playing along. I believe it was Annette Johnson. Annette, where are you watching from, by the way? I'd love to know that. All right, Annette, we're going to manually spin the wheel for you, and let's see what you end up winning. All right, Zach, take it away. It's exciting, Angie.
It is.
She's like it. And... okay, it is. Oh, you get a sport jacket. We've got just a couple. That is worth about $100, by the way, Annette. And you know, it says men's, but hey, it doesn't matter. We wear jackets, unisex, etc. It is a Monica Adams sport jacket in Monica Blue. So congratulations. Do me a favor, shoot me an email, Annette, info@therealmonicaadams.com. Send me your address so we can ship that off to you. How exciting is that? So we've got jackets, we have candles, we have books, we have opportunities to appear on the show, and we'll probably be dropping in some other things. We'll play the game again for you next week. All right, before we do our devotional, let me tell you about some exciting things that are coming up. Next week, Tuesday, we have a Mobile Monica. I know earlier somebody said that they loved the name Mobile Monica. It all came about 3 years ago, where we literally take the show on the road. And next week, it'll be in Wildwood, Missouri. You're coming?
Yep.
She's like, I wouldn't miss an opportunity to go shopping. So that is going to be in Wildwood, again, on Old Manchester Road. If you have not been into the porch yet, this is a look for you of how beautiful it is. And some of the stuff you literally can buy and just incorporate it into your home. Other things you can have custom made for yourself, because after all, Jan Kaufman and Nicole Little are interior designers, and that back room is amazing. That chair right there, Angie, I want that. Isn't that gorgeous?
It is very nice.
Or for those of you that are thinking, maybe I want to, because you think about just different accent pieces, hides have become very, very popular. So if you want to put one of those under a coffee table, or maybe a lot of people like to hang up on the wall. They just have maybe that rustic look to it, or maybe you've got hunters in the family. They like that as well. We have one in our theater room upstairs that everybody comments, and it's just that extra little touch. But sometimes you don't know how to put the entire room together. Leave it to the pros at the porch. So next week, noon time frame, I've got a handful of you that have told me that you're going to be there, and I can't wait to meet you. So 16957 Manchester Road in Wildwood, the porch, wildwood.com. That's our mobile Monica. And then the following Tuesday, I get a chance to, this is funny, Angie. The woman, not only her name is Monica, her middle name is the same as mine. That is very rare in my entire life that I've ever met Monica Linds. And I've met two that are boutique owners. And one of them we're going to be featuring with Coconut Grove Boutique. This is another place you want to mark on your calendar. CoconutGBoutique.com is the website to go to. And this is the place. I can't wait to show the before and after, though. Look at all of that that's wound around that pole. But what it was first, wait till you see. It was like paint that was peeling off.
Oh,
I just
really?
love how people transform a space. They've got some really amazing products there and lines of clothes for women and for men alike. But if you like True Ocean, I know St. Louis, or this is in Washington, Missouri, but they feel like they're on vacation. So that's the view for you. Coconut Grove Boutique. She is going to tell her story. I'm telling you right now, mark it on the calendar. You do not want to miss when she's on the show on July 21st. 7 a.m., because when you talk about overcoming, that woman has taken hit after hit after hit, and then has this huge smile on her face and is walking in her purpose. So that's the next 2 Tuesdays, by the way, Testament Tuesdays. We're going to do one on location at noon, and then the other will be right here in studio. Some exciting things to come. All right, Angie picked healing, and it feels like that's what we needed today as we're talking about a Wellness Wednesday. It's day 32 of 100 days of healing. God delights in you. The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He takes great delight in you. In his love, he'll no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you with singing. You probably heard that before. Do you believe God looks at you with frustration, disappointment, condemnation? If so, it will affect everything in your life, including your own healing. The Bible actually says that God takes great delight in you, like parents cuddling their children. They sing lullabies to them. They look at them with that awestruck devotion and wonder. God sees you as his masterpiece. In Christ, there is no condemnation, no matter your past failures, your annoying quirks, or your present struggles. Remember that the next time the devil tries to make you believe that you're worthless, remember this. As God's child, you can, and you should, picture him smiling at you, rejoicing in how you're made. After all, he is the one who made you. So what did Jesus know that enabled him to do what he did? Here's part of the answer. He knew the value of people. Oh my gosh, it's right here on my set. Know your value. He knew that each human being is a treasure. And because he did, people were not a source of stress, but a source of joy. Max Lucado said that. So important. Today's prayer, Father, so often I feel condemnation instead of conviction. Forgive me for listening to the enemy or Satan when he tries to tell me I'm worthless. From now on, I'll look to your word to know my worth. Thank you for delighting in me. Amen. Angie, I'm so glad you picked that because it is literally what I say all the time. Know your value. Know your intrinsic value. Absolutely. All right, folks, I do want you to pay attention to this coming Friday. We've got 2 shows on tap for you. A Friendship Friday with Dot Fleshman, and then we also will do our Foodie Friday, and we have 3 chefs. We had the most fun yesterday. I'm going to tell you, you're going to want every one of these recipes. So we have the Garden View Care Center's chefs from Chesterfield, from Doherty Ferry, and from O'Fallon, Missouri, all in the kitchen, all cooking together. Barbecue ribs with the most amazing sauce and rub you'll ever have. I am not usually a rib fan. I literally went like this and it fell off the bone.
Oh, wow.
And I brought it home to Jim last night. He came home from a prisoner pickup trip, and I'm like, honey, I got something for you. He said 5 times, These are incredible. These are incredible. The most amazing tomato soup I've ever had. Have you ever had tomato soup with beef in it?
Oh, no.
Nope, neither had I. Beef and cream and just, it's delicious. I want every one of these recipes to continue to bring those. So like if you're going to somebody's house they're hosting,
Yeah.
there's a spring salad with some shrimp in it that they're
Oh,
making.
wow.
This is food that they have in a nursing home and you would never expect, right?
No, not at all.
That's why we're having them on, because we're breaking the stigma of people believing that nursing home food is bland. Not the case at all. We are oohing and eyeing, and even some special cookies that they're going to make for us as well. So that's coming up, by the way, on Friday. Tomorrow, it'll be just me and you together in a little life coaching session at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. So we've got some fun days planned for sure. Angie Hess, Spas and More, thank you so much for being a part of today's show. To all of you, thank you for watching. Now share this with friends and family so they can see the show as well. Remember, from now till then, believe in yourself. Know that you can be anything you want to be in life, but the greatest be is kind. Be kind and God bless.